Well, guys, since you guys seem to enjoy the End of SoD video yesterday, I figured that this being the most important thread that they've ever essentially posted, I figured we would dive in and continue reading your guys' comments, talk about it, and get that energy out there, because I know a lot of feelings are going around in the community, and I think it's important to address them and let all the voices be heard, not just the most popular ones. So, without further ado, we're going to switch it over and continue going, so I'll see you then. Voop. Alrighty, so we ended yesterday's on the Phase 9 hype, am I right? So I figured we would continue talking about this and keep going. And this guy said, Blizzard just wants to try and gotcha us into MOP where we'll buy skins and mounts, whatever the F they're selling. Nope, sorry, I don't think that's true. I think they are sacrificing SoD to go out there and truly develop something beautiful as in Classic Plus. And SoD is the sacrifice we have to make so that the dev team can put their full focus on that. Re-releasing something, once it's complete, once all the data is copied over for that classic launch, it is good to go, right? It's kind of just in maintenance mode. So if they have a bunch of versions that are just in maintenance mode and don't need dynamic action taken like Season of Discovery, it allows them to focus fully on what's next, which better be awesome, because if we're sacrificing SoD for it and it's not knocking the socks off the player base, I'm going to be severely disappointed. Know why? Just when the player base started to rise. Very true. I was actually hopeful. I think we'll see a few weeks of it rising and then it will plummet. It was always MOP / it was always the meme. Very true. MOP is Phase 9. I hope you guys enjoyed that joke. I won't make any jokes like that. A lot of you hated it, but I thought it was pretty good. He more or less said that because they're working on the next iteration of Classic, whether that's another season or a more permanent Classic Plus, I personally would have liked to see Horde Paladins, Alliance Shaman, and a big PvP update to keep the game fun or replayable for at least 6 months, as that wouldn't take nearly as much time or effort as something like Scarlet Enclave. Oh well, that's right. I love this. This is where I'm at. I think anything like that would be great and keep SoD going for months, maybe even a year, depending on how they go about Horde Paladins or Alliance Shamans. But it's just, it just sucks to see it. There's a lot of hope for Phase 9, whether it was a PvP patch or continued PvE stuff, and then it just, just a nuke dropped right on it and soul crushing. Rip Mage Healers, thanks for everything. SoD is my favorite version, and I'll be playing it in Era. I can't go back to old WoW. ABQ hype enjoyers, please keep playing. No reason to stop the fun, and hunters are fine and balanced these days. Okay. But yeah, that is a really good point that I kind of forget about. Is one thing that MOP doesn't have is Mage Healer, Warlock Tank, Shaman Tank, Rogue Tank. Like, those 4 classes are so new and exciting, and a lot of people really started maining them and enjoying them here, and now they're just gone, which really, really sucks. Then we have SoD brought me back to WoW. It's the only version of the game across all expansions and versions I've played where I've stuck around 100% of the content from beginning to end. So thank you for the amazing experience. Before sending SoD off, please balance PvP, fix hunters, and keep the PvP community's morale up. It was really hoping for some sort of mini PvP content patch for this phase. So I will agree with this first part here. It didn't bring me back. I was doing Classic before this, but it is the only one that I have played 100% through and through, and actually logged in every single day that it has been out. Mostly some days were to just make a video and then log off, but I did log in every single day, and that's something that I haven't experienced in any other version of the game. So there's something about SoD that just makes me so happy. And then obviously PvP, hopefully they do something, but I doubt they will at this point. Is there really a larger demand for MOP than SoD? Yes, by quite a lot. SoD has been the least played version of WoW for quite some time. I mean, they say least played, but like it's been below by like 10 to 20k raiders, and that's just Ironforge Pro numbers, which are wildly inaccurate. And if you anniversary numbers, you guys might not know this, but anniversary numbers are the hardcore server and the anniversary classic WoW servers. So you can't even derive any reasonable conclusion to state that. That's why I stopped doing the number video updates, because once I learned how wildly inaccurate and unrepresentative they are to the player base because of how many casuals there are, honestly, just logging in and looking at the layers at any given point is a better representation of player base. And hardcore was at capped 10 layers for a while there with only Fangs, so I would imagine hardcore was what was pushing it over the pushing anniversary over the line of SoD. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. I can't do much without actual Blizzard data to show you. So, what was the motivation to announce this before a typical phase length was over? I mean, it was 7 weeks. That's close enough to a typical phase. They normally announce the next phase like 5, 6, 7 weeks in, so it's not necessarily that. I sincerely hope a lot of lessons were learned in SoD of what not to do and what to do a better way for the future of classic projects. SoD had some bright spots to it, where there were some also very, very, very dark spots that could have been avoided if the team handled things better. I agree. I hope they learned that. I'm actually going to be doing a SoD in retrospect series. I had a very avid fan DM me some stuff and really cool ideas that I enjoyed reading. So if you guys have any things you want to DM me, you want to tell me about, you want to talk about, send me on Discord at Kaghoe. You can join the Discord down below, but I'm in nearly every WoW Discord there is, so we probably share one. Just DM me what you liked the most and what you hated the most, phase by phase, and I want to, include your points in making this. I can share my own opinions, obviously, and that's what I plan to do, but I would love to include you guys as well. So I'm going to do, like, Season of Discovery and Hindsight Phase 1, and talk about what was awesome about it, its peaks, and what was not so awesome about it. So I would love some more community input from you guys for that as well. After the buffs go through, you can give people months of content of SoD by adding Dwarf Shaman and Undead Pally. It'd be nice to see some updated PvP here, because PvP is vital to keeping servers with no new content fresh. But see, like, I want to agree with them, and on a broader sense, I do agree with them, but, like, SoD PvP is as dead as it can be. Like, there aren't that many people doing it. Ark did his best, and he did dueling tournaments, but that's about it. Like, there really isn't that hype for PvP that you guys think there is. And their best move, it's not like they hate PvP, it's that they have a dev team of, 10 to 20 people, so they can make something new, like Karazhan Crypts, like Scarlet Enclave, and that gets hundreds of thousands of people to go out there and try it. Or they can do a PvP thing where only a few dedicated people would get it. If they had the retail team, I'm sure it would be balanced, and I'm sure people would play both. But the problem is they have to pick because they have such a limited team. And it sucks, and if I was a PvPer, I'd be pissed. But at the end of the day, they have to pick their battles, and I think SoD PvP is just, it's been bricked for so long that people just aren't interested in it. Season of Discovery is the most fun I've had playing World of Warcraft across every one of the releases. I've never subbed through an entire season or expansion, but never once thought about canceling my sub phase 1 through 8. This is also the best boost that's ever been implemented in the history of Blizzard as far as I'm concerned. It's effectively equally available to all players and decide to game performance rather than your credit card. Extremely excited to see what your team will cook in the future of Classic Plus. I agree with that 100%. As I said earlier, I am also one of those people that have been playing. Now we have a negative guy. I'm unsubbing if you guys don't produce SoD content. The only thing good about MoP is Throne of Thunder, and I'm not abandoning SoD for that. I am uniquely grateful that you guys made SoD such a fun experience, but I think it's dishonest and unfair to us that that you would abandon the project. They're not abandoning it, they're keeping it going, to be fair. It's just the entire player base is abandoning it, and I hate saying it out loud, but I think SoD's gonna be dead by August. Like, that's my prediction, and it's, I think, a very real and fair prediction, because we get our MoP boost July 1st, we get pre-patch July 1st, and people will be full BIS. Like, I think all my characters will be full BIS by then if we keep going. I will keep going as long as I can field a roster. The SoD Saviors will be in the Enclave, blasting it, but I think the majority of people will be going to MoP. Agrin, give me Dwarf Shamans and Undead Paladins before you depart, and my life is yours. I love that. Absolutely. Obviously, I might be the single person that got that on everyone's radar and excited everyone for it. So I would love to see that as well personally, but I think it's a far-fetched dream at this point. I think if they did it, they would save it for Classic Plus. SoD has been the single greatest WoW experience I've ever had, and the only one I ever care to maximize all the content available to me. Thank you for creating it. I hope this isn't the end for us. Holding out for a PvP mini patch. Also, if Classic Plus does release, will we still be able to keep our characters? What's happening there? I'm not going to mop. If SoD does, I'll just be out until I hear anything about Classic Plus. SoD's changed the game for me. I can't go back to retail or other versions of WoW now. I feel like SoD's kind of like a drug, the way us SoD players describe it, you know? We are hard addicted and we don't want anything else. We want our SoD. Give it to us, Agrin. Give it to us. It's pretty funny. It's hard to see myself in another version of WoW at this point. You guys made this version of WoW too good. Thank you for that. I was really hoping for a small PvP update. I don't know what you have planned. I don't know if I can do another season around. It's likely Classic Plus SoD release or bust for me. I logged into Kata and I did not feel excited for MOP. What are you talking about being... okay. SoD is rather close to MOP. You should try it out. The devs clearly want people to do that route. That is true, and I do agree. Like, this is, like, it's not wrong. Like, I'm not saying, like, I don't have any gain for you guys all going to MOP. Like, it does not matter to me. I'm just trying to be genuine and honest and share my experiences I've done with you all of Season of Discovery. I hate this decision. I truly do. I wish we had a Phase 9. I wish we had more SoD content. But I really don't think me taking that warpath on and screaming from the top of a mountain is going to help that at all. I think the devs have made up their mind. I think it is a finality. I don't think they're going to change. I don't think any amount of boycott, yelling, screaming, saying we want Phase 9 is going to change that reality. And it sucks. It's a terrible reality, but it is the one we are in. So I'm going to try to make the best out of it, as I always do, and I'm going to go to MOP because that's where they want everyone to go, and I have a community to hopefully all come to MOP with me and have a really good time there as well. Because I think at the end of the day, what makes WoW so amazing is the people. It's an MMO. It's WoW. I always say WoW is at its best when the most people are playing it. And I think having a good group of people, a guild, stuff like that, it's the community. It doesn't matter what version you're playing as long as you have the people there. I think make it awesome and exciting. They should have told us this at the beginning of the phase instead of jerking us around. Didn't they literally say it was the last phase? They did. Like, they did. I was very clear with that. It was just pure hopium keeping it alive, which, you know, I had that week of hopium for you guys, but that was mainly entertainment. It's nowhere near MOP. Played beta and SoD, it was practically the same rotation. It's just a different setting. At the end of the, it is like like the people who say it's nowhere near, like, go try it, please. Like, try the beta, see what's up. Don't play Kata, play MOP. It is very close. I played through all MOP on its original release. I did love it, but I have no interest in repeating it. See, like, to me, it's like this is something I don't get, because like there's excitement in replaying it and going back and doing it all again. Like, the classic versions of the game, like as we have seen through 2019 Classic all the way up, those have been the same exact, like those were technically the same thing, but I think they played out in vastly, wildly different ways. Like, you can't tell me that was how Vanilla or TBC, or like Wrath, maybe. Wrath was probably where it was close enough that it was sort of the same. Same with Kata, but like Classic and TPC were wildly different. Thank you for this wonderful version of WoW. I enjoyed SoD so much that it's my most fun I've had in WoW since I started playing closed beta in 2004. This is an OG guy right here. I've enjoyed it so much, and I thank you, and thank you to the dev team for the incredible work you put into this. All the raids, even ST, have been fun to play. I love the challenge progression modes of MCB, WL, AQ, Nax, and even SC, despite people complaining, was freaking amazing and awesome. Not to blast through a raid in one lockout. Cheers from Wild Growth. Do you need us to buy a SoD expansion? Because if that means management will stop murdering my favorite version of WoW. True. SoD Burning Crusade. Absolutely. I would buy it. Like, straight up. If that's what we need, give us that SoD expansion pack. But yeah, I don't think they're allowed to do that legally unless they made it a completely new expansion, which then they have to do that. Like, so there's something legal about them not being able to resell Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, stuff like that. So that's why you get your boost pack re-release. I don't know if there's no mage healer, no rogue tank, no shaman tank, no warlock tank, no shotgun, no paladin tank, etc. The list is long. I want classic. I don't need mop to play retail. I can just play retail. I want to play SoD over retail, even if classic and TPC. Well, mop is still like, mop isn't full blown retail, right? Like, mop is like one of the last iterations where classic is classic. WoD is where it starts to get sort of retail-y, garrison manager, free gear. And then Legion is full send. Legion is where it becomes retail in my eyes. That's where we have our hamster wheel. That's where we never end. Legion was amazing. It's just everything after Legion was just copies and keep going with it all. Fair enough. These changes are very custom SoD specs. I don't think we will see them in a real Classic Plus, but we'll see maybe Tank Warlock has a future. Oh man, I hope the only one they get rid of is Rogue Tank. And if they keep Rogue Tank, I think it needs a new talent tree. But I really hope all the other ones keep going. I'm all for people playing more and being able to play more and being able to do a ton of other things. All just GDKP and mob since I get a free boost over there. That's wonderful. Not the same in SoD when you have every runes that every class has. Please, before you leave, give me sunlight for use in PvP. Their fixation on I'm just gonna have a GDKP video. I'm tired of all these people talking about GDP and their propaganda here. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, and thank you to all the classic devs for this content. It has been a blast despite some bumps along the way. I'm looking forward to what comes next. Me too. I know I don't speak for everyone, but boo! This has been the most enjoyable version of WoW, and those I play with have ever played. This seems like a big mistake not to devote tail SoD into something else, and many others have zero desire to play mop. It just feels like an attempt to push the passionate player base from a game they love into a game they have no desire to play. It's redistributing resources. That's all up to you to play them out. I like that Yime is over here. Like, Yime might be a dev in disguise. I swear, they're out here fighting for mop like crazy. They literally said the opposite. They changed culminate to continues. Well, turns out with the Scarlet Enclave, I don't know why I keep trusting Blizzard. I should have learned my lesson with Overwatch. Old Blizzard is long gone. I think they're addressing the it ending and stuff like that. Characterizing someone disagreeing with you as propagandizing makes you come off as a really insecure person without an argument, but go off, King. Let's get to play Arrow, where the specs are 70% or 75% crap. Yay. If Shaman Tank, Lock Tank, and Shotgun and Mage Healer only exist in SoD Era, it will be a sad day. I agree. They need to keep that there. This might be the most disappointing capstone I've seen in a long time. I quit MOP because it was not fun the first time, and only a slight improvement over at Kaghoe. The only hype I see on MOP is the PvP. That's it. Everything else is but the PvP was good. I guess SoD is going to be TBC waiting room. I don't know, man. We're just skipping anyone talking about the GDKP debate because that is an entirely different debate that doesn't apply to this SoD or thread. The people that think that that vanilla is better than SoD are either warrior enjoyers or never gave SoD a fair shake. SoD is 100 times more fun than Anniversary in almost every conceivable way. I never played TBC, skipped it, so I'll give it a shot, but reading about the issues, I'm not sure I'll enjoy it anywhere near as SoD. I mean, S-Priest, and it starts out super strong TBC, but at the end, their DPS is pretty much last place, and you're only brought for the mana. SoD, I get to pump and bring utility. Very well said. Once you go to SoD, like, you can't go back. Like, it just feels terrible, especially redoing all the content we just did in SoD. When you go back to that, it just feels bad. But I think we'll read this last one right here. We're plugging things every day to just fine now. Shield. Just please keep SoD open and work on new stuff for it. Release Phase 9 in a year. I don't care, but give us hope. Don't demoralize us in hopes we will move on to populate Miss. Most of us choose SoD because we wanted nothing to do with WoW beyond Classic, TBC, and Wrath servers. The Classic community is not asking for Kata or Miz. Stop trying to push those things on us and let retail/Classic tourists have them, but don't backburner the actual Classic community for these hair-rated modernized Classic expansions. Alrighty, that is really I think that's a good stopping point for today. We've covered quite a lot of people's things. We're almost halfway there, so I'm going to keep doing this because I think this thread is very important. Any topics that aren't really related to this, like the GDKP debate, we're just going to skip that because I'll make a video share. I've talked about it in the past, but I'll make another one talking about it again because it's going viral and people are upset about it, crazy about it. I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate from all the people who love GDKPs, but anyway, that's not what any of this is about. This was about the ending of SoD and just sort of sharing every single player's voice, opinions, where they're at, how they're feeling, etc. So anyway, guys, I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey you. Yes you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.